Hi there folks, well welcome back to my channel, and for this video I'm actually in one of the suburbs of Edinburgh. It's an area that's called Cramond Village, and this is not somewhere that I've been to before, but I've came across on research online when I've been looking for places to go visit, and I thought this place looked really interesting and I thought I'd stop by and have a little visit. Before I do go any further, just to give you a heads up, if you are coming to visit Cramond Village, there is a car park for anybody who's visiting. Again, it's quite little narrow streets, and they're obviously not wanting the area to be like filled up with too many cars parking on the street. So they've got this wee car park that visitors to the area can leave their cars. So again, I would recommend following that and parking your car in the car park. And one of the reasons that could brought me to this area is the fact that there is a tidal island out in the Firth of Forth. So I will be popping over and have a little nosy at the islands. And again, if you are going over to the island, because it's a tidal island, you can walk to it during low tide, but just be aware of the tidal times so you don't get caught out and you don't get stuck on the island when high tide comes in. Because again, the Firth of Forth, cold, the water's fast, not a good idea to swim in the water. And there is also a really pretty kirk as well, which is not far away from the car park. And if I'm not mistaken, there might actually be the remains of a Roman fort here as well, which could be interesting. So I'll definitely try and have a look at them. Before I head off, if you're enjoying my channel, if you're enjoying my videos, you can click on the subscribe button, click on that notification bell, leave some likes, leave some comments. It's always really appreciated. And if you'd like to support the channel further, I will post a link to the channel's coffee.com page, the channel's TikTok account and the PayPal account in the description bar below and in a pinned comment in the comments section. So with that out of the road, I'm going to get my things and go for a wander. Yeah, I was right, there is Roman archaeology in the area. So it's a Roman bathhouse. Yeah, I'll let you have a wee look at the information before I pan the camera up. So actually, because we're in Edinburgh, we're not really that far from the Antonine Wall, because Antonine Wall on this side of the country ends at Bo'ness. So the Roman bathhouse is hidden in there, in that really overgrown area. You can probably make out some lumps and bumps, but a lot of it is like a lot of brush and trees, so you probably can't really see much. But the archaeology is there. And I haven't even left the car park yet. Yeah, so there are public paths. So you've got the Cramond Village and waterfront, the Cramond Island, a fish sculpture, and they've got the Mesolithic and Roman fort sites, which are up towards the Cramond Kirk. So I'm going to try and see if I can get down to the island first, and then move on further. And the information board about the Heritage Trail through Cramond. And a wee glimpse of some of the history. I date back all the way to 8500 BC, which is the Mesolithic era, all the way up to the present day. That's the village itself. Yeah, so as I was saying before, definitely keep an eye out on the tides. You don't want to get caught in the island, because the RLNI, or the Royal Lifeboat Service, will have to come out and rescue you. So, island's down this way. I think that's the island just there. I can see the causeway. So you just head down these steps. So do remember, if you are going over to Cramond Island, if you need to phone emergency services, these are the two numbers you have to remember. And again, do be very aware and careful of going out. Yeah, the airport's not far away. That's Cramond Island over there. There's a causeway. I think it is high tide just now. And you can see Fife on the other side of the water. So they have quite a lot of wildlife here at the foreshore. So that's the foreshore there. And yeah, the promenade here is quite popular with people out walking. And there's the obligatory ice cream van. And I think that's the Ochels in the far distance. Okay, they do have a timetable for when it's safe to cross, when it's not safe to cross, to go across the causeway. Don't think there's any safe crossings for today. On the 4th. Well, see, it's safe to cross. Later on this evening. So I won't be able to get across today. But that is what it looks like it's at high tide. And that's what it looks like it's at low tide. That's what you're looking for when you're going to have to walk across. Yeah, as you can see, high tide is definitely in. But it's just nice to get to visit somewhere like this. So that's north. You can just see North Berwick Law on the horizon. There you go. I'm just going to head down this way into the village itself. And we've got a wee gallery and art shop over there as well, might have a wee nosy. Looks quite intriguing. Yeah, so the car park itself is just up the top on the left hand side. And the wee main road through Cramond leads you back down to where I was before. I had to pop back up to the car. To go get my jacket because it's a bit chillier than expected. So the road just lips back down. To the river. That's the river there. There's a wee river that goes through Cramond. It goes into the Firth of Forth. And we've also got this nice little bistro just right on the river. Oh, who knows, see the menu, see what they've got. Yeah, you would not think that Cramond was just a suburb of Edinburgh. Definitely has its own feel, has its own spirit. Obviously it would have been a village unto itself in the past, but obviously with the expansion of Edinburgh, like from industrialisation onwards, it has essentially taken over quite a lot of the other villages and towns in the area, villages like Cramond. But the fact that you can still come to Cramond and be surrounded by all this woodland and history, it's just great. Yeah, so I've just come up the hill from the village itself and I came across this. So Mesolithic really just means Middle Stone Age, because it's Paleolithic, Mesolithic and Neolithic. And Neolithic is when people started to settle down as farmers. So this is the period before then. And it's in this little area here, during an archaeological excavation, and actually found the evidence for people settling here during the Mesolithic. Yeah, I know with the footage that I shot for the Roman bath and the Mesolithic settlement, there really isn't much to see on the surface. But that's the thing with a lot of archaeological sites now. that if they are excavated, very likely they will be covered up again to try and protect them, so they don't get damaged by like weather erosion or pollution. But it will always be recorded where exactly these sites are, and sometimes if you're lucky they will actually be able to preserve them in situ without having to cover them up again. Which is what you get in some places. I know in places like Pompeii they really are struggling to try and keep them preserved. But I know there's a bit more you can see at the Roman fort, which is just a wee bit further up ahead. Yeah, that's the kirk over there. So the kirk itself pretty much stands on the site of the Roman fort. If you can see, there's some of the foundations going over this way for the fort. These be some of the buildings. And there's one over there as well. So there's probably quite a bit of Roman archaeology in this whole area. That's probably hidden underneath the grass. So I'm going to have a wee nosy to see what these information boards say. And you can see the line of the foundation just there and there. That's before one of the buildings. And if I turn around this way, they continue underneath the road. So there's probably some archaeology underneath the road there. And some little bits of archaeology here as well. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that lower bit of wall was to do with the Roman fort. In fact, they've got the remains of a building over there as well, going towards the kirkyard. It does very much suggest that the kirk itself, which is over there, is very much built on top of the fort itself. So I'm going to keep wandering around, try to see what else I can find. So there's an information board about the fort here at Cramond. I think this would be the illustration of what it looked like. And you can see that it's been quite an extensive area, and that there shows how much of the town it would have actually have covered, and that there would have just been that section there, down to the bathhouse, which is the bit I pointed out before. So that bit there, I'm guessing, would have been extended out in that direction, away from Cramond. There's some information about it for you all. So the fort itself was built around about the same time as the Antonine Wall. Well, that's it back from a little wander around Cramond, and it's a gorgeous little place. Again, right on the shores of the Firth of Forth. It was a bit of a shame I couldn't get out to Cramond Island, but there's always other times I can come back and go out to the island. But I've definitely enjoyed my little visit here. Okay, it was a bit chillier than I expected and I had to go back and get my coat. But again, it's spring in Scotland. You've still got to be prepared. But I've definitely enjoyed myself. Hopefully you will all have enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.